This game evolves around the question of trust. The Wolf Shaman and the Wolf Trickster are there to deceive the village. The Grave Robber adds more dynamics to the game as they can reintroduce the chaos. With plenty of room to claim and 2 bakers that can empower whoever they trust most, this game promises to be tense. Welcome to this custom game. In this video you'll get to see my first time playing as Evil Detective on this channel. Although the setup you just saw features 2 Aura Seers, in this specific recording role cards were enabled and thus you will see a Spirit Seer instead of an Aura Seer. As per usual, I will share some thought processes during the game. Since this game is a custom game with plenty of room to claim, it is best to try and kill 2 players immediately. On this attempt, those were 9 and 12. Turns out they were actually on 2 different teams, but 12 was protected by an RRV or doctor. And ironically, 12 is also the bad one in this scenario.
A few moments later.
So by the end of day 1, nobody is lynched, but we have a lot of claims going on. 1 is RRV, 6 and 13 also claim RRV, and I claimed RRV early on. Of course, you know that I am the fake one here, but let's see if we can deceive the village. At night I'm making an attempt to kill 8. At this stage, with the Marksman just shooting the Wolf Shaman and none of the werewolves doing a proper simulation, we really need the werewolves and fool. The second day holds nothing too special, although it is not looking very good. One of the RVs is Marksman and thus the village knows either 6 or I am lying. Of course, the last thing we should do is kill 6, but apart from the Marksman, the village is kind of weak at this point. 13 is going to set up a mark on 6, so it could be crucial to kill 13. Unfortunately, there are not many villagers that expose themselves, so at night I will try to kill 2 players. If it fails, then we can learn a lot about who is good, and if we succeed, that would be great too. Turns out that 5 robbed 11's role and that 15 was Doctor. The werewolves killed the jailer. Oh, this is nice. But of course, there's the catch. The village will feel threatened and they are looking for someone to lynch. Whereas claiming RRV is a good strategy when it comes to a lot of people claiming roles, in this case the village knows that they have a 50% chance of killing an evil role. Ironically, if they had gone for 2, 12, 14 or 16, they would be sure that all 4 are bad, since they are the 3 remaining werewolves and fool and have not claimed. Unfortunately, I did not realize this during the game, but from the village perspective this is a big mistake in which the bakers trusted 13 too much. For them, since they have no information, every evil role has an equal chance of being fool. By going for either unclaimed role, there is an 80% chance of lynching a werewolf or evil detective, whereas for lynching me there's only a 40% chance of lynching a werewolf or evil detective. My tip for you is thus to go for an unclaimed player if you are in the same situation of this village, and if you are in my situation, of course you need to make them aware of the chance. Upon dying, you can notice that the Wolf Trickster used their ability on me, which gives the illusion that the evil detective is still in the game and that the Wolf Trickster just went down. The village could hope that the supposedly living evil detective will kill a werewolf, and for the werewolves this trick helps because they can pretend that I was tricked and that 6 is thus still bad, whereas 6 is actually just a random regular villager. Anyways, the werewolves decide to kill one of the bakers, which is a good choice since the baker can reinforce the village in voting, but the marksman is also still alive. Technically speaking, the village can still win with a baker, a RRV, a marksman with an arrow, against a fool and 3 werewolves. But theoretically the werewolves will kill 2 more players, unless the marksman shoots a werewolf. Other factors that are still applicable are the fact that one of the werewolves is Junior Werewolf, that we don't know what kind of RRV 6 is, that the fool could support any side, and of course that the fool can be lynched and steals the win. If the marksman shoots a villager or the fool, the werewolves will overpower and win. The village decides to try 16 and luckily for them they will find out they lynched the Wolf Seer and not the fool or Junior Werewolf. At night, 13 makes another mistake, albeit mostly bad luck, and shoots 2, who turns out to be the fool. And if 6 is not a protective RV, then you know how late it is, because then the game is now over since the werewolves just need 1 kill to level the amount of villagers. And yes, they got it and won the game. Hopefully you enjoyed this custom game video. If you have a fun setup, make sure to submit it in the Google Forms, which can be found in the description or in the pinned comment, or just post it in the comments. I might use those too. Subscribe for more and I will see you later, and don't be a traitor. Goodbye.